Alright guys, so we're back finally working on the Datsun. It is finally in the air. It's not really going anywhere, so we're solid enough to work on it. We've stripped the whole front end and we've taken the wheels off. We've got a little montage of us doing that. I'm going to try to keep this intro short, so we'll have a little montage of that and then we'll be taking out the suspension in the rears and hopefully the front today. Obviously if you guys could go support, check out the website inzane.com, that would be mean a lot. So yeah, enjoy the video and all the content to come. Right, so as usual, I've watched a YouTube video last night on how to remove the suspension. No, I'm joking. I wish I was joking, I'm being deadly serious. I've watched hella YouTube videos, so I have a small idea of what we're doing. I've got Etienne here to help me as well. Alright, so first we're going to spray some WD-40 on this little bolt here, which I'm totally missing. I'm trying to do this all through the camera, but and here. Oh, we also got to remove these drive shaft.
It's hot, yeah.
This is the drive shaft. We've got to lube this up. Alright, this is the first bolt of the removal on the Datsun rebuild. Alright.
Come out. Didn't snap. First bolt didn't snap. Off to a good start.
Is the bolt still in there?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go, that is the first bolt out on the Datsun rebuild. So now we've got to hammer this pin through to the top to get it out, undo these two bolts either side, and hopefully hammer that through, and hopefully it will not be seized. So we'll be back once we've hammered this out. The one-hander. A major issue with these Z cars is that the spindle pin, when you try and take it out, is super seized in. So what we're going to do is to try loosen the spindle pin inside. We're putting a lock nut on the end and we're going to try impact it to spin the spindle, if that makes sense, to like loosen it up from the rust around it. If there is any rust, hopefully there isn't. So we've got the spindle pin out after lots of hammering. Now what we've realised is we need to take the drive shaft bits out, so that's here. So they're all 14 mils, 2 on this side, 2 on the other side. Ed's gonna try get on this side, I'm gonna try get on this side. We'll crack them all off, take it off, and then all we've got to do is remove this brake line, 3 bolts, 4 bolts at the top, and then this whole suspension strut should come out, and then we've got to repeat it on the other side and then move on to the front. But we've made some progress on the Datsun. Essentially, this is all loose now. We've disconnected the drive shaft, we've also disconnected the lower control arm, and now the handbrake. We're just trying to figure out how to disconnect the brake line, and then that should be the rear suspension out. Obviously we've got to take out the control arms, sway bars, the rest of it. Yes, there we go. That is one suspension strut out, and obviously we're going to have to chop it there and then weld these brand new ones straight on, and it'll be very cool. Now we've done the rear suspension, we're going to be moving on to the front suspension. I think there's a couple of control arms connecting it, a ball joint, stuff like that. I'll show you actually. Yeah, there's a ball joint there. I don't know if you can see it down there. There's your control arm, there's the sway bar linkage, and then this I think is something to do with the steering, I'm assuming. Obviously we've got to disconnect the brake lines to the caliper, and then hopefully a couple of bolts on top, she'll be out. So yeah, what I've done is I've loosened the sway bar linkage, and I'm now just working on getting this control arm out. Once I've done that, I'm going to try and get the ball joint from underneath, and that should release this in a sense, and then we'll be able to undo those bolts and drop it down. So we're back, we've done a lot more work to the front side, I'll show you now. We've disconnected the lower control arm, this steering, is this a steering arm?
Yeah.
Yeah, steering arm, the brake line, I've just disconnected it, it's literally just leaking now. So everything is pretty much loose on this side. All we've got to do is take out these 3 bolts, which we're going to do now, and hopefully, go on, wiggle it. Hopefully it will just drop out. So yeah, we're back. Out. And boom, the suspension is now out. We're going to still have to figure out how to take out this ball joint, but obviously we've got to do the same to the other side. So that's both front and rear suspension out. Now what we're going to be doing is fitting the rear control arms, which is really easy, it's like 4 bolts, and then the front control arms, which are a bit more annoying because there's little bits and bobs like the ball joints and certain bits. You'll see it when we get to it. This is the new control arm we're going to put in. It's very nice. It's a lot lighter than the current one, which is in place, which is this one. All we've got to do to release this, it's really simple working on these cars. It's 2 bolts there and then 2 bolts there, and I'm just going to impact them off. I think they're both 14, and hopefully be able to just put this one in place, and it's got all the adjustment. Way lighter and it just looks way better. So I'm going to sit you guys on this camera here and take them bolts. Binging. Right, so off camera, me and Ed, we just put this in. We had to pry and hammer that side, but it went in eventually. So now I'm just gonna tighten all these up and hopefully so yeah, I'm sat on the Civic wheel. First set of control arms are in. These are the old ones. Now they're a lot bigger, a bit heavier. Actually, I can't lie, they're about the same weight, if not a bit lighter. I don't really know. I haven't really weighed them. I'm sure they are lighter. Now we are going to be moving on to the front. We've taken the suspension out, and by doing that, we've already released this part of the control arm and this part of the drop link for the sway bar. Now all we have to do is unbolt that side, and then put in the new stuff. And obviously the ball joints and stuff will sit there and then go into the suspension, but we won't be able to do that until we have the suspension back and welded. Alright, so what we've tried to do is we've undone that bolt holding the control arm, as you can see there. intercepting the steering rack for some reason. Like, for whatever reason we don't know, so we're just going to disconnect the steering rack, which is a couple bolts there. I'll change up the camera angle so you can see us do that. We're going to pry it down, or lift that up, and slide that bolt out, and when we put it back in, we're going to put it back in the other way. Oh fuck it, just get the fuck out. This to get replaced by this. If them shims weren't there, it'd go in a tree. Oh. That was like a beautiful shot, that one. Yeah, so you join us on the floor. We've got the new control arm in. Part 1, obviously, that's where your sway bar, drop link is, and then this is the control arm we're going to work on getting out next. Don't really know how we're going to get the new one in, because yeah, but we'll come to that bridge when we come to that. What we got to do is take out the old one, put the new one in, and then that will be both rear control arms and front control arms installed, ready for when the suspension comes back. So yeah, let's just get into removing the old one and putting in the new one. Also, all these control arms are like Silver Project ones. They're pretty nice. I've seen them on some like other Datsun 240Zs and stuff online, so I think they're a reputable brand. I don't really know. Let me know in the comments. I know Techno Toy Tuning and stuff. I want to try get a collaboration with them. So if you're watching this video, please hit me up. I want the whole like rear subframe setup and everything for the front as well. So. Oh. Oh. Got that there for us. Alright, so as you've just seen, we've installed this brand new nice control arm, very stiff, very solid. Today we are installing new sway bars. So I've already installed the front one, you're going to see that in a second. But today, the main focus is on the rear one. There's not many videos on YouTube. These cars don't come with a stock rear sway bar, so we've got a bracket to install that will allow us to use one. And hopefully this will increase the handling and performance of the car substantially. I'd say this much. I'm here with Etienne, by the way. If you haven't gone and checked out his channel, go check it out. I've got all the socials here. We have also got a Civic exhaust here. So if you want to watch Etienne put the Civic exhaust on his slammed Civic, go to his channel and watch that. So yeah, the sun's out, it's really humid, let's just get straight into this. What I quite like about these sway bar kits, they come with like packets of stuff. So this is the front one, which is what we work on first. It comes with 2 new bushings, the whole new drop link setup and everything. So I'm going to unbox this, see how it all works, then we'll move on to the car and remove the stock one. Yeah, it looks like it'll be a pretty easy install. It comes with all the hardware you'll ever need. And also, this is a really nice colour. I don't know if it'll pick it up on camera. But yeah, it's like gunmetal with flake. It's actually super nice. So that'll look nice in the car. And also, look how much wider this is in comparison to the stock one. So this will give us a whole bunch more performance benefit. Like I said, it's a super easy install. Just going to unbolt these 2 clamps holding that in. And there's 2 more over there. We've got to put these new bushings on here. And then essentially put these bolts in those holes. And it should be all sorted. So yeah, sorry for the iPhone footage, I couldn't fit the tripod underneath, it was too low. But yeah, there we go, there is the old sway bar and there is the new one. I mean, just look at that size difference. That's actually insane. So that'll be way better and way stiffer. I think I'm going to be reusing these like washer thingies, just underneath the frame there. But yeah, let's just get these bushings lubed up into place and back on the car. So yeah, as you would have just seen, I've installed the front sway bar. The bolt on the other side, this one was such a pain. I was doing it by myself and I was like lifting my feet. But yeah, let's move on to the rear. I'm very glad that I have Etienne's help here today. So hopefully this one will go a bit smoother and in a bit easier. What I love about these kits is they come with all brand new hardware. Oh my god, I almost fell over. So yeah, we've got all brand new hardware, all brand new bushings. These are the replacement plates, and these 2 bolts allow you to actually install the sway bar itself. So I'll show you what we're taking off on the car and replacing with this. Hello Etienne! We switch over to the phone camera. This is the bracket that we're going to be removing and replacing with that bracket there. This is the bracket that we're replacing it with, and as you can see, it has an extra couple bolts on so that you can actually install the sway bar. So in order to get this off, we've got a couple of bolts down there and also a couple of bolts at the top. So yeah, we're going to start trying to get these out. I do not know how we're going to get them out, but we'll see. Right, I'm going to try get this out, and I'll be back once I've got it out. There we go, the bracket is out. Here's the old one and obviously the new one where we can put the sway bar. So let's just put this one into place, put a couple bolts in, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, and install the new sway bar. A small bit of modification is going to be needed to these brackets because the stock bolts are supposed to go through them, but they just don't. So we're going to have to drill these 2 holes and these 2 holes out a tiny bit bigger with the drill. So I'll be back when I've done that. Not the best weather. Etienne is working on this side whilst I'm working on the other. We have had to disconnect where my fuel pump was going just in order to put this bracket in. Just putting the bolts in now. And on this side I've got the bolts in. So it's literally putting those 2 bolts in, putting the 2 bolts in at the top. We're not going to film it just because it is about to rain. We need to get this sorted. Nice and tight. No, they're all in, they're all solid, so let's go get the stuff to mount the actual sway bar. Etienne's got the lube in his hands.
Looks like
SpongeBob. Let's get lubing. I'm going to lube you. Not the lube. If you saw what we did to the front sway bar, what we got to do is we drop this out, we open this up, lube it up, put it on the sway bar, and then these brackets are going to sit, where is it? Up there. Oh god, on there, on that bracket that we just installed. And then we'll be able to install the drop links in the next video when we put all the suspension back in. I did not just fall. Why are you sniffing the lube, bro? How is the lube?
very.
This video is going to be straight blur and words. Don't even know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. Alright, anyway, also check out the MX-5. Stop, bro, stop. Check out the MX-5. I'm putting it in cinematic mode. Look how beautiful this car is. Like, in this lighting as well, with the roof down, with the Recaro. It's very nice. This car will be getting some love shortly. I don't know how long, because I have to spend like 600, 700 pounds on it to get it to kind of where I need it to be, which is suspension, drop links, control arms, change the gauges, underglow, paint the hard top, put a hard top spoiler on, change absolutely everything about the car because it's terrible. There's a little dent in it as well. I wonder how that happened. No, it's minor. You can barely see it, to be fair. It's kind of funny. It is what it is. And there's this tiny bit of rust here that I need to sort out, but that's whatever. I want to take off the whole body kit, give it. Anyway, back to the Datsun, because we're getting sidetracked. It's the middle of the video. It's like a late night. We're just going to be sidetracked. Bro, we're not even going to get it done at this point. Can you lube mine, please, sir?
Hold on.
No, bro. Can you put it in the hole? In the hole. Bro, just enough lubing. Okay, let me try to lube this with one hand. Oh,
The whole thing.
this is sensational. This is actually quite a nice feeling. It's very sticky. Bro, how much lube did
I used all the lube.
Okay, so this. Okay, nice angle. Let's just the cap.
Misc.
Have you lift it up from
Wait, what?
Risma Singh? Good. Okay, bro, why is there so many washers?
Please stop. time to stop.
Okay.
Sigma. Sigma Riz. Skibbity Sigma.
Okay,
we're rizzing.
Actually time to stop.
We're in Rizness.
We're not though, are we? We're just not.
What do you skibbity mean?
You silly.
Sigma.
silly. And so with that, I mean, it's very annoying, but we have actually got all the bolts in. And for some reason they were just like really tight, which I mean isn't a bad thing, but you got them in. As you can see, we've got 1 bolt, 2 bolt on this side. Obviously we have to tighten them, so we're going to do that now, but we don't want to tighten them too much, so when we put the actual suspension in and hook it up to the control arms, we have a little bit of adjustment. Also, I've changed the camera up. Look how much nicer the Datsun looks. It doesn't look dirty. It doesn't look terrible. I'm going to start using this camera more often. Let us know in the comments what you think of the quality. And then obviously on this side, we got these 2 bolts in. So time to tighten them up a little, and then yeah, that's the rear sway bar installed and the front sway bar installed. In the container garage today, not outside working on the car, because today we're going to be stripping down the old suspension, removing the calipers, the brake pads, the discs, the drum brakes, everything, sanding everything back, cutting the springs and welding on the new ones. So we've got a lot to do, but as soon as this is all sorted, we can go back on the car, we can tighten everything up and put it back on the ground. To start with, we're working on the front suspension. I have actually got a whole setup this time. I've had some nice lighting, a nice table that definitely is going to function as a table and doesn't have a massive gap through the middle of it. Just get the first suspension strut on the top of here and we can start stripping it down. So we finally got the suspension on the table. It is really heavy, surprisingly. I do apologise how bright it is. I've got a light here and here, and also if it's echoey, it's because I'm in the container. But let's get straight into it. We're going to remove this ball joint first, and then we'll probably move on to the caliper, then the disc. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, look how nasty this ball joint is, man. I'm glad we've got new ones, obviously. We've just got to undo this castellating nut and put it back onto the car itself, rather than put it on the suspension here. So I'm going to do this off camera, but just know this has been done. So the bit that I want to remove the most next is probably this whole caliper. I don't know if it's just these 2 bolts or I need to do these 2. I'm going to go off a whim and just undo these. It wants to come off. Look how disgusting this caliper is. That's actually grim. That needs a good clean, that does. Alright, now we've got the caliper off, let's work on getting this spacer off, and then the disc off, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, I don't know what happened here, the audio seemed to fail, but I think I was waffling about how these brakes are captive rotors, and in order to remove the brake disc and the brake shield so that we can cut behind it on the actual strut, I'm going to have to remove this hub, the wheel bearings, and hammer out everything, but you'll see me do that in the next clip. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it's a first for me, and so I was pretty scared doing it, but once I got it done, it wasn't too bad. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next clip when we're doing that. This is scary. This feels important. This feels like I shouldn't just put it down, do you know what I mean? I feel like this is somewhat like... what do I do with it? This is the thing, man, like this, just do it, bro. I would never have thought I'd be able to do this, but I'm just doing it. I've tried not to snap any bolts and it seems to be going well so far, but I feel like I should be protecting the spindle and all these, like this is the bearing. Like, I can't get the bearing dirty, can I? It's just scary, man. I don't understand what's going on.
hours later. Many hours later.
Mate, I've been cutting for like 20 minutes or so. Not super long, but it's off. Like I saw it come off and I was like, oh my god, I've done it. Alright. Oh my god, I've actually just done it. Like, that's... Okay, there's a bit of damper juice in there, but forget the damper juice. That's insane! But... Look how much damper juice there is. What even is damper juice? Is it flammable? Yo, if it's flammable and I'm chopping the suspension and bare sparks are coming off and it ignites. It didn't ignite though, so I'm assuming it's not. Anyway, damper juice on the floor. Suspension has been chopped up. Look at it. That's... Yeah, I've now chopped to the front, so I've just realised, yeah, look at this damper here. There's a black shroud on it and this one just doesn't have it. And then I was like, let me have a look over here. This one's way thinner than this one. At the end of the day, I have to chop them both anyways because I have to shorten them so that I get more adjustment on the suspension itself. So when I chop them, I'll just end up pulling that extra out and it will be sound. But yeah, let's move on to the rear suspension now. They look good. Oh no, battery died. No, battery's dead. Ooh. Nice. Ow! Safety first, bro. Safety first. Very protective gear. Protected it.
Etienne has successfully chopped the first rear spring. Dropped.
We're now going to move on to doing the others. We're going to finish them and then we'll be back when we're prepping them to get welded. So we've got to sand them all down and notch out part of one of the suspension, but you'll see that when we do it. So see you in the next clip when we are preparing the suspension. Yeah, for extra strength we decided we're going to put some plug welds in as well. So obviously we sanded them down, and what you see us doing here is drilling a hole through the suspension tubes that will just literally put some plug welds in. You'll see it when we finish it, but yeah, that's what we're doing here. Well, I mean that's a good start to the video. Etienne is here, it's super duper windy. Today is finally the day that the Datsun will be on the floor. So off camera the past couple of days, myself and Etienne and Josh, shout out Josh for helping. we have rebuilt the suspension legs, so they're pretty much ready to throw onto the car. Put the new spindle pins in, which are somewhere out on the floor. I think. Yeah, here we go. These new spindle pins from thanq, so thank you thanq. And yeah, let's just get straight into it because the Datsun will be on the floor today, and hopefully it will look good. We don't really know how it's going to sit at the moment, and plus the wheels that I have are 16s by 7.58, and I'm getting some new wheels which are 8 by 15, so stay tuned for them. Let's just crack straight on with it. It's super hot, super sunny. It's a good day to do this. So yeah, to start we're going to be putting this beautiful suspension leg into the rear left. I apologise, it's very windy, so there might be a bit of wind noise. What we got to do, drop it in from the top and then adjust these control arms and also the drop link for the sway bar so it all lines up. We don't really have a clue what we're doing, but we're going to give it a go and see what happens. So yeah, we're going to bolt this suspension strut in up there and then also bolt it in between here with the spindle pin. Obviously this is the adjustment that we need to adjust to make sure it's straight, but if we adjust it too much it will get more camber. So we put it all the way in. More camber. And then we've also obviously got the sway bar to put the drop link into, but we'll do that last because obviously that depends on where the control arm sits and stuff. So let's just lift this in. I'm going to need your help, and hopefully it doesn't just fall off.
All finished.
Right, so I completely forgot to mention, we have to actually attach the drive shaft. I felt that's somewhat important, and also this handbrake cable. So first we're going to be putting this drive shaft in. It's literally just 4 bolts. So I'm going to try. So we have no clue what we're doing to actually get in alignment. These all spin, but we're adjusting them all to the same, and we've kind of measured off the stock so we have kind of a baseline setting. We're going to tighten them up slightly. This one's a reverse thread for some reason. This one has like a clamp at the bottom. But yeah, doing that on here, and then we're going to lift it up, copper grease everything up and put a spindle pin in and hope everything kind of lines up. Obviously we're going to have to get a full alignment and everything, but as long as we get a baseline setting in, the heights are all pretty much maxed out, so it's going to be smooth. Lots of copper. But in the arch, we have got it in. The spindle pin is in. This is like an insane bit. We hammered it for like 10 minutes. It's sweet. It's in this side, and it is also in on this side.
Smacking a £100 part doesn't feel so good.
It really doesn't. £100 for this, you know. £100, 99 £, and then shipping for uno part. So we can whack the pieces on, tighten up the adjustment that we definitely adjusted 100% the same, but bro, it needs an alignment. It's going to drive horribly until we do that. It might be okay, and then we're going to have to put the handbrake in and also see if this sway bar lines up. Handbrake in, brake line is in. That was a pain to get in because it's rounded. Sway bar drop link is in, and the control arm is all sorted. The rock out, big rock, feel achieved. Throw it at the car. Anyway, so now we've got the fronts. Look how nice these are. I really like the rebuild on the calipers just because they match the suspension, I guess. But yeah, so there's a lot more going on here. We've got these like control arms and loads of bolts to go in. Once again, I don't know where I put half of the bolts. I don't know where half the bolts go. So we're going to be playing a guessing game, but let's just get straight into it. These are so heavy. They weigh so much, like it's ridiculous. Yeah, so we've just watched us struggle to put this in, but it is actually in. Obviously we've got to connect this brake line, and these are all the bolts that I mentioned. I don't really know where they go. I have a small idea. I think the small ones, these ones go here, here, in there. I think these longer ones go through here, here, and here on this tension rod thing. But obviously we have to sort out the alignment and stuff. So, as I mentioned, we've got 2 small bolts in, pushing up into the actual ball joint itself. We've just got those longer bolts in, put a crush washer on the end, going through this tension rod, the control arm, and the ball joint itself. Now we're going to work on attaching the sway bar, so that just goes through here and in through to the control arm. Once that's done, we're going to put some pins on these castellating nuts, connect this up and bolt it straight into the suspension itself, and hopefully it's going to have a little kit. That will be pretty much the front installed, and then we'll drop it down on the way. We can't drop it down. I keep saying we're going to drop it down on the floor, but we need to do a bit of like mundane tasks like draining the oil and bleeding the brakes and stuff before we do that. With that, the suspension in the front is fully completed. We've got the brand new caliper on there, rebuilt and stuff, new suspension, sway bar drop links, new ball joint, new tension rod, everything all tightened up together. It's kind of hard to show everyone, but all looks very good. But let's move on now. Before we drop it on the floor, we're going to be doing a couple of mundane jobs.
Certified install. Hopefully the wheels will fall off.
Don't say that. We're moving on to the bit that I'm dreading the most, which is essentially to find out if my engine is going to be good or not to use. Also, we put the wheels on the Datsun. I will show you this, but bear in mind that we have new wheels to go on this, and they're a different size and different tyre and everything. But look at how crazy this fitting is. Like, the Datsun is actually going to be so slammed, it's going to look so good. But yeah, like I said, new wheels coming, so when they're on and the alignment's done, it will look completely different. But let's just drain the oil and see if there's metal flakes in it. I hope there isn't, because if there is, well, I don't really know. In the truth, I hope it's okay. Oh, okay. Oh my god, I don't think it's flaky. You know what I'm gonna do to make this more fun? Oh no. Although it is very, very dark and black, which isn't necessarily healthy, but then again, the engine wasn't healthy. It looks okay. I'm gonna run this magnet on a stick through it, and if we pick up any like metal, then I'll be very sad. But yeah, it looks like there's no metal in it. That's actually made me really happy, because that means I don't have to fully rebuild my engine. But so yeah, it was a good result, I think, at least. I don't really know. I think it's a good thing. But yeah, let's bleed the brakes now, and then we can finally drop this thing on the floor. Alright, so we've bled the brakes fully. We didn't show it because it was a bit of a pain, because one of them rounded, so we had to order new bits. So it is a different day. But yeah, what is the brake review? Hopefully, I think they'll work.
We've got pressure on the pedal, so we'll just have to see it once it's running, because we need the vacuum line, I think, so the vacuum servo to kick in, so we'll be able to feel them properly, but they feel alright.
Hopefully they work. If they don't work, then I might die. But you know, we got all the wheels on the car. It's sat very weirdly. This side is very different to this side. So yeah, the alignment is definitely needed. But we're going to drop it down now. I've got to cut up some wood so that we can drop it onto the wood just to check how it sits, and then from there we'll roll it off and it'll be sorted. Just like that, the car is on the floor. After how long has this rebuild been going on for? The front, I wish it to be a bit more low, but it will sit a bit lower. Look at the rears. Look at how slammed it is. Obviously we've got new wheels and stuff to go on it, but it looks amazing. I'm very happy. The Datsun is on the floor. It's got all the new stuff in. We can move on to the head rebuild. So we are back. Last week we got the Datsun on the floor. It is now sitting very pretty. The front needs to come down a little, and we need an alignment. But before we do that, we need to get the car running so we can get it there. Finally, we are removing the head. It'll be pretty simple. We hope it will be. I don't want to waffle on too long in this intro, so we're just going to cut it here and we can jump straight into removing the head. So Etienne is here. But yeah, this is what we've got to do so far. Obviously, in the previous videos, you've seen us remove stuff like the radiator, stuff like that. So first, we're going to remove all the bits connecting to the head. So this thermostat's got to go. This fan we need to move because we need to crank like the engine itself, and this like fuel pump thing. I think that go into the head. I don't know what that is. That looks important. It looks like it goes into the head. But yeah, that is what we're going to start with removing, and then once we've done that, we can take off the head. I don't know. Is it that simple?
You're asking me like I know.
You know, you definitely do know. It's just gonna plop off like Lego. It's less. It's a 6x2.
It'll be fine.
I do feel as if this is going to be a shorter video, so I apologise beforehand, but we're just going to have some fun. Take off the head. That smells really good. The oil smells like really nice. I'm going to sniff that and...
Wait, is this already in top dead center?
My bad, bro. Am I getting in your way?
Getting all the angles in.
Right, let me just get this angle. Oh, getting oh yo! Really blocking my. Oh no, I've got a nice shot here now. It looks fine.
One bolt, 2 nuts.
Sounds like an erotic movie. 1 bolt, 2 nuts. I don't know what's pouring
That's
out
crazy.
there.
No, it's fine. It was just the puddling.
Oh, what the hell is that? Oh, we could have left that on the car, to be fair. Alright, so next we're... Oh, okay. No, we don't do that. We're going to be taking off this fan. It's just 4 bolts, I believe. Well, we believe. I don't know. Why are they actually really tight?
Did you break?
No, I don't think it broke.
Got that, yeah?
No, I don't, but yeah.
Sure.
I feel like I'm going to snap the fan blade. That's the noise mine made. Oh, that's healthy noise. They had white on the nut. Wait. The nut was white. Walter White.
Okay.
Shalom. Shalom. Yo, there's washers on here as well. I didn't even know.
Shalom,
just this one. But washers keep just appearing out of nowhere. I think they're like behind or something. Yeah, what the f? Wait! Whoa! Okay.
Oh, they got washers in between the plastic.
I don't know. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 washers and 4 holes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, that makes
8.
sense.
Right, so that is everything pretty much disconnected
From the head itself. So now we need to turn it to top dead center 1, where top dead center, and then once that's done, we lock the cam in place, we break the cam off, we pull it off. You'll just see us do that next. So yes, very easy.
Bro, it already is in top dead center, I'm sure.
Nah, it's not.
Bro, look at the timing mark.
Hold on, we're gonna have this argument. It's probably definitely right, but
So let's spark plug out and just put a screwdriver in. That's the way I do it.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea. So in order to take off the head, we need to put the lobes into top dead center or position 1. But the thing is covered in dirt, so we're going to clean it out and then get a breaker bar on it and just crank the engine over by hand and hope that this one valve that is kind of drooping doesn't just get destroyed. If it does, it's kind of sad.
Oh yeah, do you know where I stopped off? On Jamaican patties. It's a mutton patty.
clockwise.
Hold on, because we are nearly there.
No, we're not.
Look,
No, but miles on.
that needs to go there.
No. So all of them have to line up at the same time. So you keep spinning it until, because this chain won't stay. So if you draw a line there, it'll change teeth as it goes along. So
This is long.
I need a bigger wrench. has to be.
It has to be.
Yeah, no, it has to be.
No, okay, actually.
Both the ears, both the lobes are up.
Agree. Okay, so both the lobes are up, bunny ears.
Yeah.
Check number 1. Check number 2 is this is here on with, if I can get it to focus. No, I got it. So this number 1 is with this coloured thingy mabobby. So that's check number 2. And then check number 3 is down here on this, as you can see.
Yeah, the paint mark on the crank pulley
is matching up with
the blob. Just the rest of the paint that's splattered all over everywhere and you can't tell.
That's what I mean, it's a bit out, that paint doesn't really help, but those 2 things are right, so I say we're sweet.
I think so.
Nice.
So now that we've like rotated everything to top dead center, what we got to do is we've got to take off the cam bolt and then take off this timing chain. It's all held in by a tensioner on the side here. So in order for us to take off this, we need to, I don't know, you're gonna watch us put this on the cam. We don't really know what we're doing. Putting in this plastic tool to stop this tensioner pin and hoping that we don't have to take off the whole front end of this. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Let's just put this on the cam and take off some bolts, I guess. That sounds about right, doesn't it? That sounds about right. Keeping it real. Alright, so it's now time for the bit that we all don't want to do, which is hold this and impact it off so that it comes off, and hopefully this doesn't spin. Also, you can see the wagon's beautiful wheel in the corner of the shot. Go check out Etienne's channel for that car, it's beautiful. Anyway, okay. Bro, I'm myself. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. All the way out. Hang on.
Yo! We done it?
And boom, with that, the cam is disconnected from the car, so what we're going to do is wiggle this off and then just undo the head bolts, and then the head
Should just lift off, but you'll see us do that in the next clip because we've got to go somewhere right now. So see you in the next clip. Right, so it is a bit later on in the day, hence we are inside the garage for some light. We have though
got a very cool setup outside, so hopefully this will look nice on camera. But we are going to continue. Oh, I've just like almost tripped on the wires. What we got to do now is take off the cam sprocket, take off the chain itself, and then pretty much. Oh, Etienne, you're so black. Oh, never mind.
Okay.
I can see you now. Okay, once we have done that, we can pretty much undo the 14 bolts on the top, the 2 bolts at the front, and lift the head up, and then it will be able to be sent off to get rebuilt and yeah, resurfaced, and just the valves, seats cleaned up, I guess.
But yeah, this is going to be a bit of an all-nighter one. Not even, to be fair, the head hasn't been that hard to take off in a sense. We got pretty lucky and all the bolts come off pretty nicely, so I don't know what Etienne's doing outside, breaking something.
Breaking and entering!
But yeah, if you like these style videos where we're just kind of messing about and just, it's more of a real video and it just us out, and we're doing something productive though. We are being productive.
Still working on the car.
Yeah, exactly.
Still good car content.
It is good car content. It's just a bit more fun way to do it, I guess. It's just the way we are in person. So if you want to see more content like this, comment below. Bodge everything, always. Tension's on it as well, so just try to drop her down. Nice. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. I like how loose that was. I mean, that's safe, isn't it? It being that loose. So now is the moment of truth. We've pretty much got everything ready. All we've got to do now is remove the head bolts themselves. So we've taken those 2 out from the front. So there's only 14 left, and they're all here and here. So wish us luck. Hopefully they don't just snap. I don't really know what else to do. What are we doing?
Retrieving the
Extension retrieved. Right, I'm pretty scared, I can't lie. I know it should be okay. So yeah, let's just do that. And when we put it all back together, I guess we're actually going to have to use a torque wrench, aren't we? By torque wrench, we're actually going to have to put batteries in it and use it. No, just ugga-duggery. But you'll see that in a different episode. So yeah, let's just remove the head finally. I'm scared.
Fine.
Is it loosened?
Yeah. Nice.
Loosened the first bolt and it went okay. So we're going to now loosen every other bolt and then we're just going to zzz them all out at the end and then we should just lift the head off. But that's like, yeah, then
Didn't snap.
Yeah.
I doubt the rest of them will snap. They'll be fine.
Hopefully. Right, so you'll see us do that now. You ever see them motherfucker on the, yeah, I mean, up XBZ, X jiggle my flow the moon. You don't know. Never seen a brother on the, yeah, I mean, up the XBZ. I don't, you must know that video.
Yeah! He's got like 300 Chick-fil-A sandwiches on the thing. Much further on the X-Breeze.
All I could do is that scran right now.
Oh, that'd be nice. Imagine if that one slipped. Imagine if
Yeah, I would just cry. All done. Lift the head off. Leave the bolts in, obviously, and then lift the head up now. Okay, we're gonna take these bolts out and we'll be back once we've done that.
Okay, I can grab. Oh, that's blessed, bro. I'm good. You good?
I'm good.
Nice.
Ooh.
About getting it over the like.
Yeah. Okay, wait there. Go.
So no head.
Is you recording? No. Yeah. I was gonna say, go back outside, come in and say it.
Okay, bro. It's kind of heavy. I can't like.
Alright, come, quick.
So no head.
Alright, put it on the table, Alright, you know we had to like move the camera and redo that just to get that shot. Alright, thank you, Etienne. Very heavy. Okay, the head is off. After, bro, how long ago did we say this? And I was shitting myself, but it's blessed, it's off. It is.
Everything went to plan as well.
Yeah, and also, okay, I don't know much about engines. Ed knows a bit more than me. This, obviously, we're going to get sent off to get new valve springs, the uprated ones, and stem seals and the rest of it, and whatever. That's mine. The head, we aren't really going to be rebuilding ourselves. But let's go have a look at the engine. So you can usually tell a lot from looking at an engine. I don't know what I'm looking at, but Etienne knows a bit more than me. We both don't know exactly, but
I mean,
what are the people?
I'm not even gonna lie. It doesn't look bad. I mean, weird emulsion of coolant and oil. I don't know if that's normal for a head gasket. Have you just taken it off?
Well, we have a new head gasket we can put on as well, which we will. But this one doesn't look bad at all.
Is it even the? Okay, yeah, okay.
No, it's definitely the right gasket. But look, like, bro, it looks brand new.
Yeah, it does look fresh still, doesn't it? Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong. I think it must be. We'll turn the head kind of like on the side so we can try and look at the valves. But these just look really carbon build-up-y.
Not even that bad. I mean,
we'll give them all a little clean.
Yeah, you wire brush them.
Yeah, but like, bro, the engine block seems okay, and next time you see it, it might look a little bit different. That's all we're gonna say. So we're gonna put in a bit of work, tidy everything up, and you'll see next video when we're putting the head back on what it's going to look like.
Go back over to the head, have a look. Overall, very happy. Wait, hold on.
That fuel line is just like open. It's not going to come out. Yeah, so pretty much here we go. This is ridiculously dirty. Like, no wonder it wasn't closing properly. No wonder at all. Like,
Oh, which is the valve that's loose as well?
the back
we'll be able
one.
to.
This one.
This valve should.
Oh, that's caked.
It is. Look at the seat as well. Like, see the.
Actual bit where it sits in, it's just completely covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, these need cleaning. No wonder we couldn't get the right tune on it. It was just sucking.
Whoa, look at the head as well. Look, that looks damaged. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh yeah, that doesn't look great actually. That looks like something's blown through it. Like here, like on the corner.
Yeah, and look at the bolt hole there.
Okay, that's a bit crazy.
That's something worth mentioning to the people in there.
Yeah.
What do
No.
you think?
Well, we'll have a look and then see what they say.
But yeah, I mean, well, we're gonna have a little look at this anyways. I'm gonna leave the video here. So we have a lot of cars on this channel and they all run different wheels. Now the age-old question that everyone's always been asking is if reps are actually any good. Now I know Donut made a video on it and essentially reps, they passed the test. Now my honest opinion is I really do not care. Like if you run reps, cool. Like the car community cares so much about who's the biggest and who's got the best wheels and who's spent so much money. Like it really should not matter. That's why we're putting reps on the ratty Datsun. A lot has happened to this car, but we'll get into that. So yeah, like I said, we're going to be putting some wheels on. Now these are the wheels. I'll just reveal them right now. They're pretty much reps of work equipped 40s. They look really good. I'll bring them a bit closer to the camera, but I think they'll suit the Datsun very well. I mean, they're 15" by 8 and they're wrapped in 195s, 45/15s. By thanq, I think. So it should be a pretty good fit for this car. Like I said, rep wheels are just rep wheels. It really doesn't matter. And if you have something to say, leave it in the comments because we'll just like laugh at you. But yeah, the Datsun has changed quite a bit.
She sprayed the engine bay black. Me and Etienne, we took like a random week out of nowhere and we were just like, let's just get it sprayed. So we sprayed it outside in the little shack, and obviously because of how many trees there are and everything, it's not the most perfect paint job, but it's way better than the silver that was in there.
This isn't going to be the most perfect car. It's a little ratty Datsun. It's not going to be rapid, but it's going to be cool. It's going to drive nice, and it's just going to be a fun car. So eventually we're going to nut and bolt restore it. But all we're going to do in this video is put the new wheels on. We've got the bonnet to paint, the front of the like the grill bit down here to paint, and also underneath these because these are still silver. Once we've done that, we're going to put all together the front bumper and everything, and we'll get a final look at what the car's going to look like. Obviously it needs an alignment and it also needs the head back on, which is currently getting machined.
The other things that's changed is we did get a new car. Izzy got a BMW E39. It's black on black, it's super clean, but
I am going to save that for a different video, so stay tuned for that. Obviously we just love our BMs around here.
look how rusty the screw is. It is coming off, but like, that's crazy.
Skillet grill. Off.
It's a proper metal grill. It's rare you find actual real metal grills nowadays.
You're like shining like Jesus right now because the sun behind you. But yeah, skillet grill is off. That is an aftermarket grill. It's very nice.
Quality.
But it looks
Feels
so good.
quality.
Yeah, no, it's
Rather
good.
than some plastic shitty trim piece or whatever.
Anyway, make sure you go follow Etienne. I'll throw up all the socials here.
Like this little cutout you got. It's
Oh,
good
yeah.
Japanese, German engineering one.
Japanese engineering will cut out for you to loosen a bolt. Useful.
There's one out.
Okay, time. Okay.
Gong gang. Yeah, these are so loose. Probably all the times that I've just like slapped them down. Nice. It's off. I shouldn't throw this one. Gung gang. So. Come on, I'm getting stabbed by that. It's like a final weapon move. 10 likes and I will kill Etienne with this final move. Okay.
Now pull it up.
Yeah, try. Okay, hold on around here, be careful. I've wrapped it up like a...
That's fine.
Whilst Etienne takes off some stuff from that side, I'm going to start cleaning up this side. We've got a wire brush on a drill, so hopefully it will go okay.
Do it though. It's a scam. Anyway,
Quality gloves though, didn't pop.
Yeah, shout out Demon Tape for the gloves. They don't pop. Go get your Demon Tape stuff. Anyway, we're still working on it. The camera battery did die, so you don't have loads of prep work. But
I've been at this for like, I'd say like half an hour maybe. Half an hour in total, and look how far we've got. Like, it's just caked in dirt. There's so much to remove, but we're gonna get this all fully prepped, and then obviously we took off all the stuff and put it in there, and we get that prepped off camera, and then you'll see us just spray it. So let's get spraying. Well, that's what you'll see.
yeah, so this is the next day. I started by just prepping the front bit of the engine bay where the hinges are and where the grille sits, just to get ready to spray black. And then once I'd done that, I moved on to spraying the actual bonnet that we prepped yesterday. I started with a base layer of white, which you see me do a couple coats of here, and you'll see why we actually put this white coat down first, and it did actually turn out alright, to be fair. So scotch padded it down and then just put an extra couple layers on it. It was sweet. Jen is now here. The garage is actually like a total mess, but as you've seen, we put the white down, oh, so bright, on the bonnet for the sticker. You'll see that in a second. And now we've just set up our second paint booth, which is it's better than how we painted the bonnet, to be fair. At least we've got, like, it's indoors, and yeah, Demon Tape, shout out Demon Tape. That's like. So we're now going to move on to spraying those. It's like a maze trying to get out here. We're going to go on to spraying those two bits, and when the sticker comes we can spray the bonnet black. We've also
finally prepped all this. It's not great, so I'm not going to show you.
but it will get the job done for the righty Datsun. Yeah, so the paint process of this car was so stupid. It genuinely costed me more to do it with these rattle cans than it would if I just took it to the garage and just did it in the actual spray booth that I have access to. But it comes in two parts. It starts with the satin base coat, and then obviously me putting the gloss on here. But you know what? It got the job done, and it was pretty fun. Oh yeah, the bonnet, there's the sticker. So that's why we use the sticker. So we're going to peel it off after, and it'll be white underneath. So yeah, it's been about a week since the last clip we recorded, which you just seen. It's rained so much, like a ridiculous amount. So today we're going to finally take off all this stuff, put the bonnet back on, put the grille back on, put the bumper back on, put the wheels on, paint the rest of the engine block, and also tidy up all the wiring so everything's ready just for the head to go back in, the rad to go back in, and all the little bits. But yeah, this is my excuse if the paint isn't good. Look how much water there is. Like this down there is full of water. I mean, bro, that's all the way on the floor. That's crazy. So let's just try to rip all this off and see how the paint work is. So I hope the paint's okay, but Then again, I mean, it's the ratty Datsun, so no, I think it is sweet. It should be dry. I'm gonna put this on here and we're just gonna unveil. It's like Christmas. It really is just like Christmas. Look how much we've got to unbox. I'm also somewhat scared because if any water has got into the engine block, it's gonna be a long day, but let's just hope it hasn't. I think with that, the whole engine bay is fully painted, and the scuttle panel bit, like we put a line across, did that. That looks okay. There's a bit of water puddling in the middle, so that's not great. But other than that, the engine bay looks pretty good. All blacked out. It needs a bit of a clean. The top bit where the chain is and everything is dry. That was my main concern. So let's just get on to putting the bonnet on, the side spat thingies, the wheels, everything to make this car 75% of the way there. Considering how bad the weather was, I'm pretty happy with how everything is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start drying bits off and putting bits back. So I'm going to first put the scuttle panel on, then these little flappy bits, and then we'll work our way forward and complete the car. Only I can manage this. I've just dropped the bolt back in there. Solid. So yeah, after we did the side pieces, I got the front grille back on, and then my dad gave me a hand to put the bonnet on, which is where the camera died, unfortunately. But we got it on. It does need a bit of an alignment just to get the panel gaps perfect, but I can sort that off camera, so I ain't really too stressed. Just deep this year, I have 5 batteries for my camera. All 5 are dead. So we were filming, putting the bonnet on. I got my dad to give me a hand, and yeah, the camera died. So you're not going to see us put the bonnet on, but it is on. So I'll be back when the camera is charged. But look at this nice little liner. Izzy's E39, the wagon, and the E30. But yeah, the bonnet is looking really good. I mean, this is all clear coated in, so that's good. And yeah, it's all just black. It looks really good for a driveway paint job in the wet. And last thing we got to do, bumper, wheels, tidy up all the wiring, and obviously paint the engine block, but we'll get onto that when the camera's charged. So after having a look, I don't want to run these spacers because I think the spacers, well, space it out too much, so I'm just going to get rid of them, see how the wheels fit, and we'll take it from there. Yeah, the footment's definitely way better without the spacer, but I feel like it needs to come down more. So I want to see if we can slam the front a bit more, but obviously it is parked on a hill and there's no weight in the front. So hopefully when it settles with everything, it will be lower anyways.
I know the wheels had a lot turned in, but that's because the control arms need adjusting.
And it also needs to be pushed slightly like backwards. But bro, look at that. Once we get that sorted, I could potentially run a spacer on here and bring this lip like out flush. But I would need to roll this fender a little because oh, that's close. That is so close. Once again, I've lost a bunch of bolts, so I don't know how we're going to put this together, but we're going to try. We'll first just like assemble these off the car, it's just easier. This one definitely does not go in this side. It's a good start. That took way long. I think that took like 15 minutes just to try put 4 bolts in. I mean, the bumper isn't like fully on yet because I've still got like another 4 bolts to put in the front next to the light and tighten everything down. But the car is getting there. It's looking very good. I'm very happy. She is looking very beautiful indeed. Obviously the front needs to come down. I think I've said this like 17,000 times. If it doesn't come down, I'll be very sad. But it just needs a bit more low. But hopefully when the weight's on it, it's off the hill, it'll actually sit pretty. But from the top view, pretty much perfect. I'd say if it just went lower, right amount of camber on there. Obviously it needs an alignment fully. And then the rears obviously need a bit of like, look at how on the piss that is. That's crazy, but they look good, very tucked. And then obviously you got the other sides, which all sides are completely different, which is really funny. It just needs an alignment desperately. But it's beginning to look like a whole car again, so there we go. And boom, there we go. that is the Datsun front end pretty much put back together. There's a few adjustments I want to make. Sorry, it's so bright. There's a few adjustments I want to make on this bumper because it just doesn't sit properly. But other than that, oh my god, it is so bright. Look at the sun. The sun just came out. So I had a massive tidy up. The whole garage is now clean. The last thing we've got to do before we can put everything back together is paint the block. Now, half of the block is sanded and ready to be painted, and the other side, well, I'll just show you.
So, oh yeah, little MX-5, that will get some love soon. Anyways, this side fully sanded, ready to go, ready for this like one coat. I've never used this before in my life, I've never done this, and it says, so the final cure is when the engine's on. This engine isn't going to be on for a while, so let's hope it just cures. But yeah, if we go to the other side, you can see there's like an alternator there. I assume that's a starter? I don't really know. But yeah, loads of bits and bobs here that need to get taken off in order for us to sand down that block and actually get it ready to paint.
So my thought process is, if one half is ready to do, well, I might as well just do this half and see what it goes like, and then tomorrow we're going to take off the other side, sand it, prep it, and also do that side. So I don't know, I don't see how this could go wrong at all, so I'm going to do that. So yeah, I just pretty much lathered this on. I don't know, it was just like black paint and it just put it on one coat. We also did do the other side the day later, but we had limited sunlight and limited time before it started to rain, so we just kind of got it all done rapid and didn't film it. So the next clip that you see, both sides of the block will be painted, but it is raining right now outside, so I'm hoping, I put a car cover on the car and the bonnet's on there, so as long as the water doesn't get into the engine bay, it should dry and it should be okay. I'm also going to paint like the heat shield and little bits in the engine bay black, just so that when we put it all back in, which you'll see after this, it'll all kind of match and look a bit nicer. So let's get into the next clip where we are doing the wiring and just kind of putting everything back in the engine. So it's been another week. I know this video is hella all over the place, but obviously we got the bonnet on, the bumpers on, the number plate on. The block is now fully painted, as I said in the last clip. We'll show you that quickly. It's not fully dry yet, and like I said, the final cure is when the engine's on. Oh shit, there's loads of water down here. Lovely, bit of water there, never hurt anyone. But yeah, what we'll do is we're going to start wrapping all the wires. We've got limited time, so me and Ed are just going to crack on with it. The weather is rainy again, and that is just the joys of building cars in the UK in the winter. So let's just get onto it. We are wrapping up some wires. That's doing very nicely on this side. I'm just literally stripping back some of the wires. It's not going to be the most perfect job, but it's going to make the engine bay look a whole lot nicer in general, and everything will kind of be matching. Also, please let me know in the comments if you like these longer videos. I know this one's a bit random and it's been a bit all over the place. Excuse the fact that there's a plane flying over the top of us right now. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you want to see more long videos, because I can definitely do it. I just think I waffle a lot, so that's all. No more than like 2 seconds after I just put the camera down, I just went to go strip this wire back, and well, I just split this wire in half, so now we're going to have to fix this, which is great. We're going to botch it 100%.
This time nothing will escape my sight. I see the stars and the planets soon follow. Expect to have the universe by tomorrow. Just sit back and relax, don't worry. The world can wait.
So it's been a very productive like 2 days. I think the last clip we filmed was yesterday, and today the Datsun wiring is kind of finished. We spent lots of time yesterday wrapping wires, chopping wires in half, refixing wires. I have also still got another wire to fix because this like diode snapped, and I've got to take it to the garage and solder it together. And if that doesn't work, then I have to buy a new one. So I'm hoping I can just solder it, but the Datsun looks very good.
It's pretty much put together and it's very beautiful, and I will show you under the bonnet.
It is all coming together. We've pretty much wrapped every single wire and kind of weird looking pipe in this black, I don't even know what it's called, it's just like a cloth material. It's super nice, it looks really good. So we've wrapped all the way back there, all the way through here to the front, obviously all the headlight wires, all the wires to these like thingies, and we started putting little bits back in the engine bay, like that light, the fuel holder, these corner pieces, this bar, I don't even know. But yeah, long story short, the Datsun looks very good. The Civic is also looking very good. We got a free clean today from the tyre people. Shout out to the tyre people. Finally, Roy's giving us the head. Don't laugh, don't make it weird. Roy just loves giving head. Anyway, we've got it back. We're going to put it back on. You're going to see us put the head back on, get it all torqued down, put the exhaust on, the intake manifold, the new carbs, the new intakes, the new rad pipes, everything brand new on this car. And we're going to start it in this video, so stay tuned, because it's going to be hopefully a very productive video. Because if the car doesn't start, I don't even know what to say. But yeah, from where it is right now, it's going to get a full alignment, new exhaust, everything. So let's just get straight into it, because I've been waiting so long to do this. The final episode of the Datsun rebuild.
The engine bay looks a bit dirty because it has been sat out here in the rain for a very long time. Look at our rattle can paint job. But yeah, let's clean up the top of the head, get it on, torque down, and then we can just move on. We have now cleaned up the whole top of the actual block. I'm going to let you show the people. There is something we have noticed though. On top of the pistons, now this could be a major issue, but we're hoping it's not. If we want to zoom in on here, there's a bit of a divot, a gouge. It looks like where the valve has kind of maybe hit it. And then there's one in here, none in here, none in here, and then one again here.
So it's another day. The Datsun's still here. The head still isn't on it. The reason being is a head bolt issue, but we ordered some new head bolts. They are ARP head studs as well, and it comes with assembly loops, so that's always great. So these are actually going to work. The difference is, here are new head bolts. These are the actual old ones, but the shank on them and the actual thread on them looks different. Although these are listed for 240Zs and L24s, we didn't feel comfortable using them. So we just bought ARP head studs, which are actually better for the car. What I've been doing is I've just been cleaning up the head again, because obviously it's been sat outside. Next clip you're going to see is us probably putting the keepers in, the gasket on, the head on, and then we can start torquing everything down.
We're just rechasing these threads just to make sure they're all clean before we can actually put the head on.
Figure out where it goes. That should be. Oh shit! Wait, we're being fucking bro. What? You gotta take the cam thing off. Oh, shit's on that. Just pull it off. Oh, it clicked into place.
Nice. You've lubed up the nut. Wait, no, it's not a nut. It's a bolt. Which one am I gonna? You do one first. I'll let you do the first one.
Oh, shit.
Just fell in. I am going to do this one. Essentially, we're going to do that a bunch of times. Then we're going to lube up the top of them and then put the nuts on and then torque them down, which you'll see us do now, hopefully. I mean, if it goes wrong, can this go wrong? Are we able to?
Probably. I mean,
yeah, we're definitely able to make this go wrong, but hopefully it will go bless.
Lube. Pet loves lubing things up. If you've ever seen the sway bar video, you'll know about the lube. Bro, that sway bar video is so bro, I swear to God. I was watching it back the other day, and I was just like, bro, we're so cooked. You just start sitting under the car going, skibbity, 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 sigma, skibbity, sigma, bro. So cooked. Anyway, the last 3 bolts to go in, and then we got to tighten them all down. No, it says hand tight on these, and then you put the nuts on top. So this should be glass. Check that before we put the head on. Okay, so we figured out that we might have put the wrong bolts in the wrong holes. We didn't really check, to be honest. No, they're all supposed to be the same.
I swear they're all the same, mate.
We're trying to figure it out. We'll be back once we do. Okay, so we managed to put all the right bolts in the right holes finally, but essentially all we got to do now is put the washers on and the nuts on and then torque it all down to like 60 foot-pounds, but in like 3 different settings. So we're going to do that now. You're going to see us do that, and then we got to put the timing chain and the cam sprocket on, and then all the rest of the connecting bits, and then the Datsun will be pretty much finished. Nut time. Oh, we're zoomed in. To torque down the head bolts, you got to do it in 3 seconds. We had to just run out in the MX-5 to go get a socket so we can actually tighten the head bolts. We've done the first 2 stages, which is 25 foot-pounds and 50 foot-pounds. We're doing the final torque, which is 60 foot-pounds, and you're going to see us do that now.
But we're going around all in the right order, then going around a second time, and this is the final pass, hopefully. 60 foot-pounds, here we go.
So with that, the head is on, it's all fully torqued down. We're putting on the 2 front little bolts.
There's one there, and there's one on the other side.
Now we got to put this cam sprocket on, the timing chain, time up the engine, and hopefully turn it over and it not fuck up the whole car because the valves are wrong or something. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We've got so much more to do. This is just the start. Yo, if you ever need to torque down your cam sprocket, just whack some mole grips on. Definitely the way you're supposed to do things.
I don't even know if we would need this on because it's not. That's tight.
We're about to turn over the engine. Completely forgot that was still in it, so. Nice. Let's turn it over first time. All seems to be moving.
Nice. So with that, we're happy the head is installed correctly. Somewhat. Potentially. Maybe. Maybe not. We don't know. But now what we got to do is a whole bunch of other things, like all the exhaust manifold, all the cooling system, throttle system, the carb system, everything. So let's get on to it. Alright, so it's been a couple days since the last clip that you've seen, and look at the Datsun. It's so beautiful. It's yeah, it's pretty much ready to start. The only thing we've got to do is get an exhaust on, which we can't do because we can't fabricate one here, and get an alignment. Then she'll be completely ready to start. But before we do that, I thought we'd have a little walk around. I just mocked up the mirrors on the bonnet, and it's just completed the car. Obviously, we need to take it to the paint booth and touch up the sills and stuff, but we'll do that later. Like, yeah, look how beautiful this car is. We have just adjusted the suspension, and that is as low as the front will go, which is a shame, but it still looks good. The back, we had to raise a little just to, I don't know, even out the front, but oh my God. The car is actually so beautiful. But yeah, also, under the bonnet, man, like, boom, our amazing paint job.
Outside, outdoors paint job.
But it looks good, man. And obviously we've got the new filters on there as well. It's a bit close to the wall, so I can't really show you fully, but Ram air filters on the carbs. It's just looking very, very good. Like I said, the only thing left to do is tune it up, get an exhaust on it, and she'll be ready, which we're gonna do in the next clip. But so you've just seen the first start of the Datsun. Now that obviously was not tuned, we've tuned it all up. Alan didn't want to be on camera, but shout out to Alan from Carb Care. If you need any carb work doing, give him a shout because he's amazing, he's a lovely guy. Anyway, we've got it all tuned up and I'm hoping it will crank over first try and we can get some nice shots of this. Obviously we need to put the bumpers on, get an alignment and the rest of it, but we'll do that after this. I'm actually pretty surprised. Ed's behind the camera. We're pretty surprised that it actually worked. I mean, we put loads of time and effort into it, and for it to actually work is just insane. So let's give it a crank. Ed, do you think it's going to start first?
Yeah, it'll start.
It'll start.
And the battery's going to be dead, but we can jump it.
Yeah, Ed. Alright, let's have a look. We need to hardline the fuel pump.
Oh, is it the fuel pump?
I assume there's no fuel going to it. Yeah, we always forget that we have to hardline the fuel pump. Anyway, oh, that's the wrong way. Here we go. Big long wire. We're going to run it straight from the battery to the fuel pump.
That's
there you go. That's runs and drives. It's not the end of this video though, because you've got to put the bumpers on, get an alignment, clean it up, touch up some bits in the engine bay. So the next bit that you'll see is a nice little montage of the Datsun. And bro, you know what? It's been a long rebuild series. That's it, isn't it? Really? There's not really much else to say. It's been a very long process. Me and it have like struggled with this car, but also had a lot of fun. And I've learned so much. Like I said, I've never rebuilt a car up until this point. I'm just glad what we've done has actually worked. So yeah, enjoy. I hope you've enjoyed this whole series. We've got more series to come. If you want to see some cool stuff, go head over to Etienne's channel and Instagram as well. I'll throw up his links here and they'll always be at the end of the video. Yeah, the Datsun is finished. Somewhat. There's a few kinks we need to work out. But yeah, I don't know. I can't believe it. It's been a long time coming. It sounds good, it runs good, it's never ran this good. I just hope you all enjoyed the content, and don't worry, there's a lot more Datsun content coming. I also want to, like I said, Rocket Bunny one, and that will come in the future, but I'm just kind of speechless. So I hope you enjoyed the video, enjoy this montage, and come back next week for some cool content.